Hi, my name is Nicole and I am the chair of the Young Leaders Board with the Breath of Hope Lung Foundation. If you have lungs, you can get lung cancer. My mom would have never met the criteria to get a lung CT or MRI based on her history. She had symptoms including a persistent cough for over 6 months and shortness of breath before she was diagnosed. During that time, she was treated with antibiotics, allergy medication, acid reflux medication, inhalers, and steroids, but no one brought up the fact that it could be lung cancer. By the time her cancer was diagnosed, it was stage 4 and had metastasized or spread to her brain and bones. She was 55. Lung cancer is one of the most common cancers in the world, with over 2 million cases diagnosed each year. Despite its prevalence, lung cancer is often misunderstood and overlooked. Less than 5% of those who are eligible for the annual low-dose CT actually receive one. So why does this matter, you may ask? Well, breast cancer, one of the most researched, funded, and screened for cancers out there, is detected in the early stages 90% of the time. This is because we know screening and early detection works. So what about lung cancer? Only 26% of cases are diagnosed at an early stage, where the survival rate is higher. There is an extreme lack of awareness of lung cancer, which is why the majority of lung cancer cases are found at stages 3 or 4, when it's harder to treat and has a low survival rate. If we could treat lung cancer as we do non-stigmatized cancers, like breast cancer, we'd see better outcomes. People with lung cancer often face discrimination, blame, and shame from society, friends, and even family members. The stigma is largely due to the misconception that lung cancer only affects smokers or people with a history of smoking. When my mom was diagnosed, people often said, "Oh, but you didn't even smoke, did you?" But when someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, do you automatically think to ask if they drank alcohol, since alcohol increases the risk of breast cancer? No. While it's true that smoking is a major risk factor for lung cancer, it's not the only one. Non-smokers get lung cancer too, and are often caught unaware thanks to the smoking stigma tied to this disease. Lung cancer can be caused by exposure to other people's smoke, called secondhand smoke, radon, air pollution, a family history of lung cancer, and asbestos. Plus, there's evidence that exposure to industrial chemicals in certain industries increases the risk of lung cancer. Do you know anyone who works in the aluminum and coke production industry, hairstyling, the mining, oil, steel, or coal industry? How about painters, firefighters, glass or rubber industries, mechanics, construction, trucking, shipbuilding? These can all increase the risk of lung cancer due to exposure to lung cancer causing chemicals. Or how about anyone who works in an older building or a school, many of which still contain products made of asbestos today? So in addition to these industries that have a risk of causing lung cancer, the rate of lung cancer among veterans may be twice that of the general population. Active duty military continue to be exposed to agents that are likely to increase their future risk. And if that isn't enough, then know that even among never smokers, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, and asthma are risk factors for lung cancer. And since we know that chronic respiratory infections increase your risk of lung cancer, it's likely that we may see COVID-19 as a risk factor for lung cancer down the road due to the respiratory distress that it causes. So bottom line, if you have lungs, you can get lung cancer. More than half of those diagnosed are people who have already quit or never smoked. Non-smoking patients often report misdiagnosis, just like my mom experienced. It's time to challenge the stigma surrounding lung cancer. We need to raise awareness about the true causes of lung cancer and educate people about the importance of early detection and treatment. We also need to support people with lung cancer and their families with empathy, compassion, and understanding. I am part of a Breath of Hope's Young Leaders Board to continue the work that my mom started during her almost 5-year battle with lung cancer. So let's work together to break the stigma of lung cancer and create a more supportive and inclusive society for everyone impacted by this disease. Visit abreathofhope.org to learn more.